Tio Blaze.
Hey there, this is Tio bringing another Kerbal Space Program video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys a geosynchronous equatorial orbit, or a synchronous equatorial orbit around Kerbin, geosynchronous. So, as you can see, once again, I find myself building a satellite. I love making satellites. This one, it's got the big Hex 2 probe core that's got a reaction wheel inside of it. It's also got like 1,000 units of electric charge. So, good probe core for this video. And for this type of an orbit, I need to very precisely dial in the orbit. So I'm going to use what I was going to use was those small engines, and I decided to pluck them off and go with the really small RCS thrusters. So that's the main thing. If you take nothing away from the design of this satellite, that's the main thing. Depending on what celestial body you're trying to orbit, in this case Kerbin, you're going to want to use some small RCS thrusters or the small little engines. Either one. I find the RCS thrusters are more convenient for just tapping back and forth in orbit without having to reorient the whole craft forward or backwards or anything like that. So, or without having to use action groups. So that's the main thing to take away from, I guess, the design of the satellite. Also, if you're going to take the time to put something in a synchronous orbit, you might as well have a pretty good antenna. So in this case, this was my Moonmania playthrough, which I think I've got some footage of. I'm not sure if I even posted any of it in my channel yet, but I've got a lot of footage of a potential series. Anyway, for that playthrough, I didn't have anything orbiting Kerbin, specifically at least in front of the KSC, or anything for that matter. I didn't have anything in Keosynchronous orbit yet in this playthrough, so I do need a large antenna, and it's going to be ideally right over the KSC at all times. So a synchronous orbit just means it makes one full orbit, one rotation around the celestial body at the same time as the celestial body takes to rotate on its axis. And so being equatorial allows that rotation to sync up with the planet's rotation. And you might have caught it in the footage. I just made sure that my inclination is 0 degrees. So in the bottom left, one of the buttons down there you could press. If you go back and roll tape, you'll see me. You click through it and you can actually see your inclination. And I just made a maneuver node and adjusted the maneuver normal or anti-normal until the degrees turn to 0. So that was step 1. And then step 2 is finding the exact right altitude at which to orbit. And so for Kerbin, that number is set in stone. It's 2,863,334.06 meters. So there you see I'm at that exact number on my periapsis, and now I'm just going to adjust the apoapsis. But before I do that, I want to make sure that the KSC is right below me. So right now I'm kind of a little ahead of the KSC. I want to let it catch up to me a little bit. So for each time I come around by my periapsis, I also want to make sure I'm performing my burns right at periapsis. Otherwise, periapsis is going to move, and then the apoapsis and periapsis are both moving, and I'm not making any progress. So I'm going to perform those little small burns. There you see my thrusters were really, really low. And now I'm completely circular, and I'm right above the KSC. So that's a geosynchronous equatorial orbit. Now my craft is forever going to stay aligned with the KSC. I'm always going to have connection. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. It was a short one. I appreciate you for tuning in. Hope to see you again real soon. Leave a comment, like, and subscribe.